Think you know offensive? Think again. Welcome to FelchMofo.com, and today we'll be diving headfirst into the gross, disturbing, and often hilarious world of the shock band, Cunt-Faced.
Kinda did some bad things to some girl.
Obviously, this video is going to contain some very offensive material, so consider this a warning.
This is the shit you get. It's gonna be rubbish. I hope you fucking hate it. I hope you kill yourself because it's so shit, basically.
Before we begin, we'd like to say that we hardly ever publish content, so clicking that subscribe button is a complete waste of time. But don't forget to ring the bell end to stay notified, just in case we do. Number 10. Bread versus Bouncer. When this security guard started work that night, the last thing he imagined happening was being struck in the head with a huge loaf of bread, thrown by a man dressed in newspaper armor whilst wearing a melon as a helmet. But hey, that's exactly what happened. Number 9. The Documentary. In 2012, a behind-the-scenes film was made about the Cunt-Faced Boys, entitled The Band. The documentary is an eye-opening look into the story of Cunt-Faced, culminating with the group seriously discussing the topic of censorship.
It's comedy at the end of the day. Where do you draw the line? I mean, at the end of the day, some of the crap they put on TV that's completely non-offensive offends me, just because money's being spent on it. Things like that, you know, it's rubbish, pointless rubbish that, you know, is no good for anyone. And if people find it funny, then fine, but don't put it in my face. And that's the same thing. If you don't like Cunt-Faced, you walk out of the room, you leave the bar, you don't carry on watching the YouTube video. You know, if you don't like it, fuck off.
Number 8. Tourist Season. The first of many, this short but lively performance was the first sign that Cunt-Faced's music and onstage antics could really provoke a response.
This first song's called Margaret Thatcher's Got Senile Dementia, That'll Learn Her.
Playing in front of a crowd of hundreds during tourist season, the boys were booed and chanted at to leave the stage by several pockets of the audience. Luckily, most folks seemed to get the joke, and by the end of the show, the crowd was on board. Number 7. Live and Ungood at the Shite Bar.
Who suddenly realised how shit we are? Can you put your hand up? Fuck you all.
Armed with an extra keyboard and a lot of terrible ideas, Cunt-Faced somehow survived this night. Despite playing such offensive made-up nonsense such as
Cat's Willies Taste Funny
and
Madeleine McCann's Worldwide Wank Festival.
Number 6. Meadow Gig. Unfortunately, the footage for this show has never seen the light of day. But here, Cunt-Faced had to find new ways to offend. They did so by tapping into stereotypes about sweaty, miserable metalheads, as well as physically shooting them with foam discs. Number 5. Barred. After being asked to play a surf bar with another band, Cunt-Faced gave one of their most uncomfortably loud gigs with some of their most uncompromising song titles.
I touched your mother while she was sleeping, but in the nicest possible way.
The unbridled aggression and disturbing song names, however, were just too much for the bar manager, and the band were told they could never play there again. Number 4. Unbarred. Despite being barred from the previously mentioned surf bar, Cunt-Faced returned regardless for a festive Christmas show later that year. At first, the manager refused, but when the crowd disagreed,
we're allowed to play.
The band showered the crowd with silly Christmas gifts, one of which was a bottle claiming to contain concentrated AIDS.
What have you got there? It's a bottle full of AIDS. Pure AIDS. Thank you very much.
Number 3, Live Birth. One particular show during the tourist season saw Cunt-Faced ramping up the controversy and having their performance stopped by the management, who feared for the band's safety. Having played taboo-crushing songs that did not sit well with the audience, Cunt-Faced lead vocalist proceeded to give birth to what appeared to be a small baby live on stage. The disgusted crowd couldn't hide their anger and proceeded to throw ice cubes, coins, and even shot glasses before the set was cut short.
Okay, fellas, I've been told.
Number 2, Danceoff.
Are you man enough to come up here for the last song? Oh my God. And have a dance-off with me?
As if the boys weren't silly enough with their own antics, on this particular night they gave an open call for audience guests to take part in a dance-off.
We got two morons to join the other 4.
And the result? Utter chaos. The dance-off included injuries, broken glass, and the brutal smashing of a rock band guitar. Before we unveil our top pick, let's just have a look back at some of the honorable, or dishonorable, song titles.
This first song's called If You've Ever Enjoyed a Single Moment of Football, You Are a Repressed Homosexual.
This next one is called Jeremy Beadle and Jimmy Savile French Kissing in Heaven.
Spike in the family Christmas dinner with Viagra. Go!
And it's repopulating planet Earth with your grandma.
It's called Pretty Fit for a Spaz. The awareness of having your skull slowly crushed by a lion as it ejaculates into your rectum.
This was another cunt-face classic called It's Not Gay If It's Your Best Mate.
This one is called Terry Logan's Weeping Daughter.
Number 1, Hey Mark.
This one's called Hey Mark.
We all love the Beatles' hit classic Hey Jude, right? Well, replace those lyrics with the name of a well-loved children's TV presenter whose tragic suicide rocked the UK, and you've got yourselves a pretty big taboo. The fact that they convinced an audience of over 500 drunk, confused revelers to join in makes this moment all the more cringeworthy, thus making our number 1 totally unforgettable cunt-faced moment. Did you agree with our list? Did we miss any? Or did we ignore the most obvious moment on purpose, just so you guys can comment about it below, thus giving us a bigger online presence? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to ring the bell end to stay tuned for more FelchMofo videos.